Yo, what is going on YouTube? It is your boy GZTV, kind of closing out the night of content here. I'm going to be recording a review for the 2025 Superman film. Now, I know I was going to say that The Plague was up next, but I want to watch movies that are actually on streaming for now, and Superman is definitely one of them. That is a reboot. I don't have to go through the entire Superman franchise. It is a reboot by James Gunn, and holy shit, 2025 might actually be one of the greatest years for movies I've ever experienced. Now, obviously, the recency bias is real because I've been covering all of the movies from the last year, but you get really good horror, strong dramas, funny comedy, stuff like that all around it, and it is just absolutely incredible. Huge action hits, and now a Superman reboot that doesn't just work, it absolutely dominates. We finally get a really good DC film, probably the best DC film since the Batman. I've seen maybe 2 or 3 Superman movies before this. Obviously, Henry Cavill was a great Superman. I respect the hell out of him, but this is probably my favorite Superman movie ever made. I know it's a little too early to tell. I think I watched Man of Steel. It might be it, honestly. I do not say that lightly. This is a great fucking movie. James Gunn didn't just reboot Superman. He damn near rebooted the entire future of DC. You could see this as almost the DC's version of Iron Man for Marvel. I'm not even trying to hype it up like that, but my fucking goodness. And somehow made it emotional, political, funny, romantic, epic, comic book insane, and deeply human all at the same time. This movie is just brilliant. And speaking of 2025 movies, can we just talk about how insane of a year it's been? Like, before I even dive into this film, I kind of want to put this as an aside. It's already going to be a long review. We just got to acknowledge it. Like, just one of the greatest years of movies I've ever been alive for. Absolutely key. I mean, it just doesn't feel tired. There's no superhero fatigue with this one. This movie's fresh. This movie's alive. It felt like people actually cared about what they were making. DC needed this badly. This is just another one of those entries into the fantastic films of the year. After some messy films, after Black Adam not really hitting the way people hoped, this is a statement. So let's get into the premise and all that jazz. So getting into the premise and kind of like the tone that this movie goes for, this isn't just another origin story. We're not stuck watching Krypton explode for the 19th time. They're not re-looping back. It drops us into a world where he already exists, and I absolutely love that. We didn't need this to be an origin story. We've gotten that so many goddamn times, but he's still figuring himself out emotionally, obviously, and like weighing the fame of like being Superman and being looked at as this role model icon to these kids, and just the tone of that is absolutely perfect. It balances galactic comic book spectacle, Raimi Spider-Man emotional sincerity. In terms of the emotions, I liken it to that Marvel level humor and political drama. This movie does feel like it could be a Marvel movie, and that's the first time I've said that for a DC film in a very long time. It's got the drama. It reminds me of that trilogy, but with a cosmic DC flavor layered on top. Now, obviously, DC really likes to go for the space atmosphere. Not as much with Marvel. You know, you have the whole Guardians of the Galaxy stuff, but there you go. It's not quite as legendary as Marvel movies or even the Spider-Man trilogy, but it's absolutely close to that conversation. I really fucking enjoy this. This is going to be a very positive review, and you know how I said I'm not going to be giving out 9s. Just fucking wait. Starting off with the good, let's just get into the emotional core of this movie and like talk about Superman as a human. I think this is where the movie is an absolute win. Superman's not just like this godly being. He is human like the rest of us, and I don't mean that in a generic way. I mean like emotionally a human. He like doubts himself at times in this film. He feels the weight of the public perception and how people are trying to frame him to be a traitor and all this stuff. He struggles with PR attack from Lex Luthor that felt straight out of Twitter warfare, straight out of cancel culture, and kind of having a play on that. The political tension between Lex and Superman is absolutely brilliant. It is such a unique type of conflict that is very much modernized, and we see it here. It's not just punching and lasers, it's narrative control. I mean, the writers take full control of this thing. Media manipulation, public trust, and just the reveal when Lex exposes the rest of that Kryptonian message and throws it at the news headlines. The part where Superman's parents allegedly wanted him to rule the earth is absolutely insane. That is such a cool revelation. Whether that's comic accurate or not doesn't even matter. I didn't read the comic books, as I could say that about so many of these things, but it absolutely works because Superman never heard that part. It is such an intricate, interesting thing to throw into this movie. So now he's kind of questioning, was I meant to lead or was I meant to dominate? So there's just such a turmoil with the character, and I absolutely enjoy that. And Lex using that politically to kind of undermine him as chef's kiss. Again, narratively, this movie works on so many levels. Villain writing done right, and obviously the way the villain acts. I don't know the actors in the cast. I guess I could pop it up on the screen. I genuinely don't remember or know anybody's names besides like Skylar Desmond Simone, I think, is in there. Whatever. Just getting into Lois Lane as well, kind of the second in command to Superman, and just their romance, just their relationship, might be the best Lois Lane casting we've ever gotten. She is perfect for the role. This is a perfect couple for this movie. The chemistry between the two is absolutely unreal. I really enjoyed those two together. It moves fast, but it feels absolutely real. It doesn't feel like it's forced on you. It feels like two people who genuinely see each other for who they are, see them for both of their identities. She sees him when he's Superman. She sees him when he's Clark Kent and he's coming into the newspaper office and she's going along with it. He's lying about interviewing Superman because it's himself, and they have some very unique scenes where she is trying to interview him and they end up having an argument about Twitter fingers and shit like that. I fucking love it. Their banter is amazing. Their emotional beats are strong. And the way she challenges him intellectually is actually perfect. Like the way she sits him down and she is talking to him like, are you sure that was right? Is this morally acceptable? And she's kind of coming from a perspective of a reporter. Remember, this is on the record. This isn't Lois as a side character. This is Lois damn near as an equal to Superman. Now, obviously, Superman makes more of the difference, but Lois even brings the newspaper crew on. Holy shit. And getting into the other characters, like the parents, getting involved in just adding the humanity, adding the personality to Superman throughout this movie, bringing them into the story the way they did is a huge win. Now, obviously, they're very much in the background. They're almost as like a safe house once he gets out of that prison. There's so much in this movie. I'm not going to be able to fit this all in one video. I kind of want to be as concise as possible, but it's an absolute win to bring the parents in there to show the heart of Superman, show that he has a family, show that he is human. And like, even at the end of the movie, I know I'm kind of like skipping ahead here, but even at the end of the movie where he's like laying down in the chair and they have like the sphere, the 360 memories, it's so fucking amazing. He's doing the Superman pose. This movie is fucking iconic. I love it. Like, it kind of grounds the character, reminds us he isn't just an alien. He's a son. He has parents. Despite his biological parents not being the people we thought they were, still, the family moments almost bring out Clark Kent more than Superman. I love Clark Kent and Superman equally in this movie. That's what makes this portrayal work, and I damn near want to just go watch the movie again. I cannot believe how good they made this movie. He's powerful, but he's vulnerable in the right ways. I think Lex Luthor, getting into him, I think he is the best version of Lex Luthor we've gotten. We've gotten a couple versions of him in the past that aren't terrible. You know, as a menace, as a villain, he certainly works in a movie like Man of Steel, but I'm just gonna say I think this is the best Lex Luthor we've gotten. He is the most involved, he is the most cynical, he is the most politically driven. I think he's amazing. Maybe not the best possible version ever imagined. Like, certainly they could improve his character. Maybe we'll get into some flaws in a second. I am overly positive on this film, but this is the best version we've actually received in film. I think he's cringe, but like in the best way, in the most appropriate way for what this character is supposed to be. He thinks he's the main character, and that's exactly what a villain is supposed to be. He believes his intellect makes him superior. He's not like physically intimidating. Like, he's certainly kind of like a Joker type of character. He's ideologically dangerous. He's just smart. You know, he's like a smarter, more politically weaponized Joker. Who's the guy from Captain America Brave New World? I liken him to that. The guy with the fucked up face. Sam Stearns, or whatever his fucking name was. The way he manipulates public narrative is terrifyingly relevant. It wasn't just a villain. This was like a power struggle. This was almost like two political parties going at each other. And obviously you don't want a Superman film to be super political, but they do it in appropriate doses. And just the action and the spectacle, my god, it's great. The action is some of the best I've seen since we went back and watched a bunch of those Marvel films. I mean, this is up there. This is better than the action we got in Batman. This is better than the action we've got in a lot of DC films. Suicide Squad, like, you fucking name it. Seriously. Nothing dragged about this movie. Nothing felt bloated. It is a little over 2 hours, and I know that can kind of dissuade people. Honestly, that's not bad for a comic book film, but I'm just saying. 2 hours flew by, though, and I fucking enjoyed it. Again, this is another one of those movies like Dangerous Animals, which I just reviewed. I watched in one sitting. The Justice League style sequences, oh my god, fucking great. I don't even like comic books. Like Mr. Terrific being in there, he's a badass. Green Lantern morphing middle fingers mid-battle and like putting muzzles on people's mouths. You get Hawk Girl, you get Element Man, you get Crypto being an untrained, superpowered menace dog. You get all of these characters. The dog stole scenes. Man, they have to make a Justice League with these characters. They have to. They have to bring Robert Pattinson's Batman, maybe even Jason Momoa's Aquaman, although I'm not super high on him. They have to. The dog was great. The chaos energy of Crypto was hilarious. The fights were crisp, they were big, they were emotional, not just noise on the screen. And also just kind of getting into the humor and the director's touch from an absolute legend in the comic book world with James Gunn. You can feel James Gunn all over this, but it never becomes like parody. It never becomes like Guardians of the Galaxy 3.0. The humor feels DC appropriate. You have the office banter, you have journalists getting involved, you have so much chaos going on and people joking through it all. It lightens lightens the tone without undercutting the stakes. That's hard to do. There's a lot going on here. It's fucking amazing. There's a lot of really good subplots. There's a lot of good supporting characters as well, just getting into that. Like, even the Eve subplot, the whole thing with her and the other journalist kind of having an affair and, like, using that to leak intel. And this guy has a private, basically, contact, a special insider for Lois Lane to make her story and for them to expose him. And eventually everything kind of comes full circle in the end. And it's like, Lex Luthor is a traitor. He is giving people weapons for free. He's giving Bravia weapons for free, I think it was. The details of, like, her sending him a selfie and they're like, oh shit, that's like the country coming into one. That means he wants to buy the country. Oh shit, here's all these weapon contracts. Such clever writing. The newsroom crew getting involved in the flying saucer and them being in the air was fucking awesome. Comic book insanity done right. It's obviously insane on paper, but that's what a comic book film is supposed to be. No single character was wasted at all. Rare in these ensemble setups. So man, that is great. I guess we could even get into the future of DC since this section is so long already, but this movie had pressure. Obviously, this is such an important movie. It's rebooting a universe. I don't even think I'll have a mixed section. We might even have like a minor flaw section, but we'll get to that later. This is absolutely delivered. I mean, again, like I said, Green Lantern's in here, Hawk Girl's in here, Mr. Terrific, Element Man, even the Supergirl tease, which maybe she'll be a part of the Justice League if they decide to make a film out of that. She gets teased at the end. Molly Alcock, I think her name is. She's been in a lot of movies. She's great. Potential Pattinson Batman crossover with Batman 2 coming up and building further hype for that. I don't know if they're going to pull the trigger on that. Nope. But if they build on this momentum, DC might be entering its greatest era. You obviously have the Dark Knight trilogy and you have films from that era with Bane and Joker being such good villains, but I'm not exaggerating. This is the foundation and it is absolutely strong. And I'll get into some stuff in the end, but dude, that was a lot. And hell, like, even the, like, henchmen for Lex Luthor, like, the engineer and Ultraman, the engineer has all these, like, nanites, they call it, and it's, like, crawling off her skin. She looks like the fucking Venom. It's just so many different characters. Like, Ultraman just being a super soldier, basically, like, a video game Street Fighter controlled guy. Oh my god, it's so damn good. The nanites is really cool. When Superman's, like, engulfed in them and they're, like, battling on the baseball field. That's also another thing, the amount of different places they fight in this movie. I know I talked about the set pieces. Dude, I can't even praise this enough. It's so goddamn good, man. The fucking goofy ass politician, I can't remember his name, like the president of Bravia, kind of acting like a jackass and being snarky and having his whole power dynamic. And the Pocket universe, holy fuck, dude, I love it. And Green Lantern's kind of a goofball, but bro, everything works here. Them calling it the Justice Gang and making jokes like, oh, that's a dumbass name. Just everything, man. The Jimmy Olsen and Eve situation, just keep it going. And they have similar fight scenes between both Mr. Terrific and Green Lantern to where everything's in slow-mo, and even like the slow-mo shots of this movie are so fucking well done. And like it's in slow-mo and he's got Lois Lane in like this force field Mr. Terrific and these fucking orbs, these balls are flying around and just fucking everybody up. And Green Lantern's just shape-shifting and everyone's just getting fucking thrown in a blender damn near so casually. Great stuff. I know I'm rambling, but I even forgot about like the kaiju. That being in the movie was really cool, and that like, oh, don't worry, it'll grow as it goes through the city, and it's fucking massive, and that's where you get the Justice Gang introduced. Great. Getting into minor flaws, it's obviously not a perfect movie, or else I'd be sitting here giving it a 10 out of 10. I can't necessarily say that it's not. Some CGI moments are definitely noticeable. The CGI isn't the greatest. I'm not sure what the budget on this film is. Obviously, it's extremely high. It is a DC film. It is directed by James Gunn. You understand that for sure. This is kind of the bad, by the way. It's not Oscar level performances either. Nothing flawed about it, but it's not an Oscar level movie. Could have been maybe for Best Picture, but everyone is good. Not a single bad casting choice. Honestly, when a movie is this fun and this emotionally satisfying, some issues don't really matter as much. I'm gonna leave it at that. I really don't have much to say. The movie's just fucking batshit insane, but is this the best Superman movie ever? I won't speak for films I haven't seen because this is a prolonged franchise, of course, but I will say this, it is definitely my favorite Superman movie ever, and it's hard for me to imagine a better one. That's how good this movie was. I mean, holy shit. I don't even really know what else else to say. I guess for the okay, we could mention some other things. I think the idea of them sitting in this office and having this whole crew and like naming the moves for Ultraman and like 7D, 7A, and just the fights flashing back and forth, all of the airborne stuff was really fucking awesome. The prison scene was fucking awesome. There's so much going on here, so many dope action sequences, so many distinct set pieces in this movie. I mean, my god, this is perfect for a Superman movie. It's just about as good as you could get it. I just kind of wanted to add that in the okay, even though that probably should have been in the good. But man, the robots, like, well, 4, how about Gary, you know, 11, and all of these different robots are talking to him in this ice cube thing. Obviously, we know he's out in Antarctica. That's been kind of built in the franchise over the years. I'm just gonna get into a review. I was kind of expecting to talk a little more, but getting into the review, just a final verdict here, Superman is brilliant 2025. It's emotionally grounded, it's politically relevant, it's romantic, it's funny, explosive, hopeful. James Gunn didn't just reboot a character, he absolutely restored faith in DC. I just can't believe how good this movie is. 2025 just continues just again and again and again, just kill it with these movies. Full hype train. I am on the hype train for this one. Whoever is the highest on this movie, put me on that boat. Put me there. I am there. This is one of my favorite comic book reboots ever. And we don't get it often. Like, obviously we've seen it a couple times with Spider-Man. This movie's better than those. Like, even the Batman reboots, the different versions of Batman we've gotten, these are better than some of the reboots besides Batman Begins, you know, in the Dark Knight, starting that. But 2025 might go down as one of the greatest movie years I've ever experienced. Hell yeah, DC. Hell yeah, James Gunn. This is an absolute win in my book. And again, just to see the future of the DC play out before our eyes, and all of the callbacks, all of just the humor, all of the fan service that this was done, even starting the movie with 3 centuries ago this happened, 3 decades ago this happened, 3 years ago this happened, 3 hours ago, 3 days, weeks, and they're like going down the line. This movie is brilliant. I'm giving this a 9 out of 10. Again, say that lightly, even though I think it is a fucking brilliant movie. It's one of my favorite DC movies already of all time. It might be top 5, it might be top 10 DC movie of all time. It's definitely the best Superman movie. It beats out most of the Aquaman movies, probably all of the Aquaman movies. It beats any Suicide Squad movie. It beats a lot of Batman movies besides a select few. And oh my god, this thing's brilliant. I'm out, guys. I don't have anything else to say.